What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. In today's video, I've got a very special guest with me. I have Warrior J, or Warrior Joe, as he refers to be called. He's joined me today to talk about his mods, and I believe he's actually in the server here. Yeah, there he is, right there. Fabulous. So, how are you, sir? How's things going today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. And everybody in chat today, thank you for joining us. Feel free to, first of all, let me know if all the audio sounds good, and then we're going to get right into all sorts of good, fun stuff today. I've built a few things. I really wanted to go absolutely nuts with this mod, and I decided that I was going to tone myself way back because it could have been something a little bit more than what it is. But yeah, I toned myself back today.
You reeled it in.
I did. I had to reel it in, man. You can see, like, I built stuff, and then I'm like, wait, I need to add this, and then just kind of kept on coming across things throughout searching through the mod that it was like, oh man, that's got to be shown, that's got to be highlighted,
Great.
and
So I overwhelmed the whack. That's awesome.
you overwhelmed the whack. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Um, so the two mods that we are that I've got loaded on this server for you guys. One is Lemurian architecture. We'll run over here to start this off and kind of give you a view of just some of the building pieces that are available with the Lemurian architecture, and then we'll move on to some other fun things. This door, dude, dude,
That's pretty nice, huh?
is fabulous. It
Yeah,
is
that was pretty much
fabulous.
what I envisioned when I wanted to make the gate. So I was glad that I could actually figure it out.
And I love how, like, this mod to me is like gorging yourself on really, really rich chocolate, right?
Oh yeah,
Because everything is like really beautiful,
it's
really,
very
really embellished, and I love the texture and the shine to everything. You know, the gold
yeah. I wanted
inlay.
I wanted everything to feel rich, sort of like the Witch Queen's palace, and that's also reflected in the crafting costs, as people will come across and see. It requires quite a bit of gold, quite a bit of gold to build.
Yeah, so go ahead and cover a little bit of that because obviously I admin spawned everything in. So what kind of materials are you looking at for this building style?
Well, since this is technically like a tier 4 building style, it doesn't have much more health than tier 3, but it provides better heat management. So if you wanted to build in like the volcano or in the jungle, this is the build. This is the building pieces you want to use. Um, I didn't want to create new resources and create conflicts with other mods that might modify resource tables, so I added just limestone to stone. So when you mine stone with the Lemurian Architect mod, you'll get little bits of limestone. You probably won't be able to use them right away, but as you level up and later on in the game, you might have amassed enough and you might have better quality tools to get the resources faster.
Very cool. So I'm just gonna unlock a few feats so that I can show people here exactly what we're looking at. And I think I've got all the tables that I need to craft the different things. So here's Lemurian architecture is unlocked, and let's go ahead and look at some of these. So it looks like shaped white marble and then gold bar for
Yes, so
some different things.
during the crafting process, you'll have to refine the limestone into marble, and then from marble into shape marble at the workbench over here that you have built.
Okay, so let's look
That
at the
was another way to
workbench.
reintroduce another like material into the building process, basically.
Yeah, very cool. So how would I go about finding white marble versus dark marble? Is there certain areas where?
So dark marble is limestone, which you get from stone, combined with obsidian that you get in the volcano. White marble is limestone that you get from stone, combined with crystalline, I believe it is,
Okay.
uh, rock that you get from mining brimstone. Uh, this will also benefit you because you'll be mining a lot of brimstone in order to craft the marble materials because that's a fuel source for my special kiln that you need to use. So you'll get stuff as you're grinding for other things too, so it won't be like too painful, you know.
Right. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring that stone kiln in here so everybody can see that. There it is. There.
And these workstations that use just base thralls, you could put a carpenter thrall in the stonemason bench, and you can use a smelter thrall in the kiln.
Very cool. Very, very cool. And you can see actually, chat. You can see brimstone plus looks like limestone and or obsidian, and what the result
Right.
is. Very, very cool. How you've
Yep.
got that
I
in
added
there.
a menu UI for that. Yep. So it'd be more easy to understand.
Yeah, this is beautiful, and I love. So some of the things that I love these big braziers. I wish we had more big braziers
Yeah,
in the
lighting
game
sources
because
definitely.
I think they're just fabulous. So you can see I've done a dark one and a light one for. Maybe actually these might both be light, white and white. Yeah, they're both white, but there is a black version. There's kind of a white and black version, a very yin and yang feeling to the entire thing, which I do really really like. I also love these statues and being able to have the Witch Queen guard statues.
Yes. Yep. Well, the interesting thing about this too is these are all assets that are in the game. I did very little custom stuff for this. I added some like hard edges to some materials, but other than that, like this is all in the game files. This is all available normally.
Fabulous. And T Sadler from chat over on YouTube says this is one of my favorite building mods. Thank you so much, T Sadler.
Awesome.
Um,
Thanks, man.
Pyro says I use both of these mods. Very, very cool. So if you guys in the chat, if you guys have any questions for Warrior Joe while he's here, please feel free to put those in the chat, and we'll get to those. I know you recently had a update to your mods, so why don't you
Yeah,
cover some of that?
I recently updated the warrior mutator with new weapons, a new cultural armor set that I'm wearing now called the mountain barbarian armor. This one's for cold climates, and it kind of fits the theme of the Tibetan Himalayan race in the game.
I actually had
Uh,
that one ready to go because
nice, huh?
this one is very very awesome.
I look for a lot of assets online um, that fit the world of Conan. I don't want anything too crazy. I kind of want to stay within the lore, and that's kind of a theme throughout a lot of my legendary items, a lot of my relic items, is exploring the different cultures or things that might have happened in the past, just to bring more history into the game. It's kind of
Fabulous.
neat. Yeah, so I added some balance tweaks, new assets, new weapons, and a lot of my weapons have unique attributes like they'll apply conditions such as corruption, they'll negate conditions, or they will give you special benefits that you can't find in any other items. Uh, and then with the Lemurian Architect mod, I just added a lot of placeables, and I fixed a lot of bugs that were caused by recent Funcom update. I guess they did updates to like the buildings to make them more structurally sound, so I just had to fix a couple things. But I did a lot of placeables still in Marin Architect, so I would go check those out if you haven't seen them already.
Fabulous. Yep. I did not get into placeables. Like I said, I started in on it and I was like, oh my lord, I can get crazy. And then I said, no, 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 no. I'm going to tone this back because half of the fun of installing a mod is finding these things for yourself, finding them and how do you make them, what do you do, everything like that, and then achieving it. So talk to me about these two placeables here because these are part of the Warrior Mutator mod, correct?
Yes, right. So these are Skelos collectors. This is a core component of the Warrior Mutator mod. These guys are, I don't know if you ever played like Resident Evil 4 and there was like a shopkeeper
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of sold you wares in the game. That's kind of what this guy does. He sells you rare legendary items that are unique to the Mutator. You can get armors, weapons, and relic items. The relic items are more stronger. They require keystones uh, in order to buy them. Uh, so you'll have to play through the game a couple times in order to get enough materials for all those real powerful weapons. But uh, this shopkeep here is basically the main component of the Skulls Collector. It's kind of centered around him.
Yeah. So, and I was looking in here. First of all, I tried to put thralls in both of these, but it
Yeah,
wouldn't take
yes.
thralls.
Yes.
But I was looking in here, and I really I like the recipes. So I've got
Yes.
like say the Lasori sword right now pulled up, and it takes Heart of the Kinscourge, Star of a Champion,
Yeah.
the Shining Tripenza I don't know how to pronounce it.
Compensation.
Yeah, and then the Diadem of the Giant Kings. These are all things that would be, except for Heart of the Kinscourge, these are all things that in my playthroughs I've thrown on the ground, right? Because I have no
Yes.
intention of removing my bracelet. If I did have intention of
Yeah.
removing my bracelet, I would go and get those things initially or whatever.
Right.
So the fact that you can now use those in recipes is super duper cool. And I actually spawned in this weapon that you can see in my hand, the Art of
Thuria.
Thuria. Yeah,
Yes.
that's how you
Thuria was a
pronounce it.
pre-cataclysm. Thuria was a pre-cataclysm continent, sort of like Atlantis. So they were a very seafaring nation, I think that's what it was. And so I wanted to make like different weapons and stuff that catered to that kind of lore.
Now
So
this particular weapon, did you create some animations for it?
Uh, no, I recycled animations from other attack patterns, and I added different effects. Like some of the swinging attacks will cripple, and they're from like axe swing animations and stuff like that.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff that you could do to kind of create new movesets in Conan, which is kind of neat. I like that a lot.
I absolutely love this weapon, and this is actually the first thing that I spawned in when I put the mod on. I was just kind of scrolling through, and it was top of the list, you know, because it's
Yeah,
an A
more
name, and
streamlined.
I
Yeah,
spawned it in, and I was like running around, kind of slaying things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love this thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's fun to use. I
the
agree.
two quick strikes at the beginning are
Yes.
fabulous, and it deals a ton of damage.
Right. The Arthuria is a relic weapon. It costs 5 keystones, so you'll either have to grind the story out, or you can steal them from players when you raid their bases. Steal all the quest components to build more keystones.
So let's talk about keystones. Where are those crafted?
You craft those at the Volcanic Forge, I believe.
Okay.
They take like a broken scourge stone, Heart of the Sands, things like that. The thing that I noticed when I first started playing Conan was that, like you said, items kind of had no use. So I kind of wanted to create a use for those items because I actually like the boss fights. The boss fights are really fun, but there's no reward. So I wanted to create a system where you could farm the Giant King and that have that be part of your game loop versus just farming legendary chests.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I do love
Yeah.
some of the daggers that you have too. The additions like these.
The dual wields, yep.
Yeah, these dual wield axes are super duper cool.
hmm Yeah, and they all have their unique attack patterns. You can also use those on mounts too. They have axe slash animations. You only attack with one, but I mean it's better than not using it at all, I figured.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So the other thing that I have is a bunch of different armors, and I thought that there were a bunch of armor sets, but it looks like there's a few armor sets, and then there's quite a few mix and match pieces. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I have a lot of legendary armors available in the Scales Collector, so you can mix and match pieces like that, or you can craft one of the 10 unique cultural armor sets that I've made for the game. And I've reused different assets within the game and imported some from outside the game to create these.
So what's your inspiration? What got you into modding? We'll start there. What got you into modding in the first place?
Oh, I got into bottom because I'm an avid gamer and I'm very opinionated too, and I would always play games and be like, man, it would just be so much better if you did this or that, or if this game had this or that. So I kind of got into like modifying the game in order to fit my needs. Um, when I started playing Conan, I used my skills from modding games like Insurgency, Neverwinter Nights back in the day, and the Unreal Dev Kit is really accessible. I encourage anybody just get it, check it out, start playing around with the tools. I had no knowledge of the Dev Kit at all about a year and a half ago, and now I have all this. So anybody can learn it. I encourage everybody to go download it. Definitely.
That's awesome. So, other than Conan Exiles, what other games have you modded?
Yeah. So I modded Insurgency. I made like same thing like clothing skins, made like more realistic, gritty civilian clothing for the insurgents and stuff like that. I made a Diablo 2 like I basically made Diablo 2 inside Neverwinter Nights. I made like all the environments and the waypoints and the chests. And I never finished it, but I thought that was an impressive feat for when I was like 16.
Yeah, that's
You
awesome.
know? Yeah. But other than that, just a few games. I'm not like a huge modder. I just was comfortable with like playing with 3D models and stuff, and then got the dev kit.
Now, talk to me about the transmorgs that you have. Is that something that's available through the main game, or are those only available in the dev kit?
Uh, I'm pretty sure these are only available in the dev kit. As you can see, a lot of them are gods. So I took the god models and I sized them down to fit player proportions, so you can play as Ymir or Mitra, Duketo. A lot of them too needed to be fixed, like the werewolf, uh, yetis, uh, frost giants. Those all had to have their bones fixed, so those might be a little advanced for some people to play with. But a lot of the other stuff just adheres to the human skeleton, so it was pretty easy to play with.
That makes sense. And it looks like, I mean, it's really just a skin, right? It doesn't, I
Yeah,
mean, sure, looks like they've all got 56 armor, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so it
They're all
really
just
is,
basically light armor, like chest armor, and they just change your appearance for the most
yeah,
part.
yeah, very cool. So, yeah, if you wanted to run around like the uh, Witch Queen's statues, you could do that. Or I really like the Ghost. I think that's super cool. Um,
Yeah, a lot of my transmogs think about RP servers because
uh-huh,
admins love having options to create stories on the server, so they could RP as like a quest giver using the Ghost Transmog, or they can set up NPC merchants using like Pippi that are dressed up like Conan
sure.
or Red Sonja. And so I just like giving admins options because a lot of the stuff in this mod I made for myself when I had my own server. And I actually rewarded these transmogs to players who spent a lot of time in the server and played, so they're kind of like loyalty rewards and stuff like that. That was how it started.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I really love the Red Sonja.
Yeah, I
Um,
just made that one recently. Yep.
yeah, that one's super cool. And then there's the armor to go along with it. So if you don't
Right.
want the red hair like she's got, you can always dress up in it like I am. So very very cool there. So what's in store for the future?
For the future, I'm kind of curious to see where the game goes. Like, I know they're talking about a map expansion. I'm really interested in that because that's gonna maybe offer new locales, maybe a new setting, new time period. Who knows? And it would be interesting to have kind of a fresh palette to add more content based on, you know.
Sure,
So I'm also
absolutely.
just
Absolutely. So, you said that I make fragments at the Volcano Forge. Is that correct?
yeah. So a lot of the you take all the quest items that you get from like the Giant King and the Witch Queen and stuff, and you combine them at the Volcanic Forge in order to make the Keystone. Just don't use it. Save it for the mod.
Yeah, so I am, I'm going to jump down here to the forge and just take a peek at that real quick. I'm going to bring the volume of the game way down because it's way too loud.
Actually, that's fortunate.
Especially up here. So, let's see. Oh, I don't know it. That is an issue. I'll go learn it real quick, and then I'll show everybody what that looks
like. Just to add, a lot of my cultural armors that you can craft, they don't require thralls, and they're of high-grade flawless quality. The only caveat is that they cost extra feat points because there's no thrall or anything like that. But they are, you know, endgame armors, so you have more choices as you get into the season. You can switch it up and try different building styles and stuff.
Looks like maybe I'm missing a feat to do this. Is it going to be an armor?
You might have to complete the lore steps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you might have to actually slay the monsters and complete the quest steps.
Okay. All right. Well, not enough time for all of that right
Yeah.
now. So. So, chat, what questions do you have? Do you have any questions for Warrior J? I'm surprised there's not more questions in the chat already. I'd like to say hello to Peon. Thanks for joining. How's it going? We have Raikou in the house. Hello, Haley. How's it going as well? And they're saying I craft the keystones in the Chaos Mouth altar, actually.
Oh, is it that one? Oh, okay. My bad.
I don't know. It's your mod.
Funcom developed the keystone, not me.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, the keystone. Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha. All right, so that's what you're actually using is the in-game keystone. It's not
Right.
something that. Gotcha.
Yes, the quest.
Okay.
Yep, the actual quest item. Yep.
Very cool. Yeah. So
Yeah, my
so
aim
there
was
it
to
is.
make a lot of those items the most valuable components in the game. That was my aim.
Private Bowers in the house. How you doing, buddy? Thank you so much for joining, coming and hanging out. We are we're just looking at the Lemurian architecture and the Warrior Mutator mod. So let's say I'm new to your mods. I'm fresh. I get Warrior Mutator installed. What's my first step? What am I looking to do with that mod right off the bat?
You mean like if you're starting off as like a level 1 character?
Yeah, let's say I decide, hey, I'm gonna start the game all over. I'm gonna play it through with these mods installed, and Warrior Mutator happens to be one of them. Is there anything for early game, or is it all late game?
Yeah, there's some early game stuff to help improve quality of life stuff. One thing that I noticed when I played Conan was that it was really hard to get to like a water source or build a water source early game. So the Mutator actually offers a simple water well, so you don't have to wait until you get hardened brick to make the larger water wells. You can just have a smaller one when you set up camp on like Newbie River. I also offer a lot of tier 1 wood building pieces, so that if you decide to move up to the north, you don't have to jump to tier 2 right away. You can kind of just build simple log cabins out of my building pieces. So a lot of my yeah, there's the simple water capture. You can build this at level 1, so this will help you a lot when you're in the South Deserts.
This is very cool. I love the design where you're actually harvesting the water from the tree.
Yeah, and this is actually another asset that's just in the game. I did very little to this in order to get it working.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. I also offer a lot of other survival things here under the survival tab. Survival expert. I have Defari tent bedrolls, so if you don't want to put like a bedroll on the ground, you want like a teepee tent. I got medium-sized campfires, meat preservation racks, which is kind of like a lower tier alternative to ice boxes. Water jugs, you can have a larger water skin, stuff like that. So if you're just starting the Mutator, definitely check out my lower tier feats, definitely.
Fabulous. So we've got a couple things in chat here. Pyro would like to know if they can expect new building pieces in the Lemurian architecture mod.
Like new like walls and stuff like that.
Just, I suppose, anything.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of room for Lemurian Architect. It's not a heavy mod, like it's only like 500 megs. I could still add a lot. I'm more interested in adding mega structures. I want you to have bigger pieces to work with, bigger walls, bigger platforms. I think that Grandiosa is what makes the mod so cool. Is that you could have palaces. Imagine if the walls of your palace were only 4 tiles.
Right.
It'd be pretty neat, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It would look better design-wise, because a lot of times construction can look very Minecrafty because everything's kind of the same in small pieces. So I would say look forward to more mega pieces.
I really love the idea of larger pieces, and I would
Yeah.
love to see larger pieces introduced into the base game as well. You
Yeah.
know, something that's the size of 4 foundations
Yes.
as one, right? With a really cool design. So, you know, a lot of us, you know, if we look at, like, I do a checkerboard pattern in here, but if I had the ability to have one of these in the center that kind of had the same inlay as the walls, right? Like the beautiful gold inlay that you have around the door, right? So
Right.
we've got a single piece that is 4 foundations tall with that kind of inlay in there. It just
Right.
adds to the ability to then add so much more creative style to it, so much more style, so much more in-depth building that way.
Right.
So I'm a big fan of larger pieces than what we
Yeah.
have right now.
I'd like to actually show people, if you follow me, I gotta leave your area a little bit. If you
Okay.
like, or if you want to put down if you search under the building menu and
Actually, let's just do this. Let's just get you an invite to the clan here,
oh, I see.
if it'll let me. Oh, for some reason it actually won't let me do it. Okay.
It's a feature.
What am I looking at?
Oh, for the building piece.
Yep.
Under building, search mega platform.
Okay. Got one of each. Mega wall. Mega pillar. Just get all sorts of stuff here. Okay. Don't mind me rolling around. I'm just.
I get the pain. I
Yeah.
understand. So actually, if you place another one and you raise it up higher, it has like a unique base as well.
Okay. Well. All right. Let's do that, and then let's put. Ooh, that's cool. You can kind of offset them.
Right.
That's neat.
Yep.
So let's
So
get.
this is one piece, and this is technically 4 foundations as one.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
So this, I'd say, expect to see more stuff like this in the Lemurian Architect in the future. Because I feel like this is what makes the building a lot more fun than the base pieces.
Look at that wall, guys. That wall. Look, you could fit through that window. Oh, that's
You actually
awesome.
could put doors on it too.
Can you really? That's
Yeah, I just
fabulous.
recently added doors to those. So like, if you want to use those and you're concerned about obviously people gaining access to your base, you can put a door there now and use it.
Now, I think I saw in your recent update, yeah,
The tiled version?
the bars.
Oh yes, yep. I added gold bar doors.
Now that's a gate. Let's go ahead and find door.
I think it's cage door.
There we go. Look at that. Look at that, chat. That is awesome.
And just in case everybody wondering, it's solid. You can't shoot through it or anything.
So
It has openings, but you can't shoot through it. It's solid.
got another chat here. So Emberlight Gaming would like to know, why are you so awesome?
Because I'm inspired by people like the devs of Emberlight.
There you go. Was that a political question? I think you were set up, my man. No, that's great. And that's something with the Conan Exiles community. And I'm going to get on my soapbox for a moment because I feel like it's important. But the Conan Exiles community really is a wonderful community. Most of the people that I meet and I interact with are fabulous, especially in the modding community. Everybody that I've had a chance to engage with and talk with have been just fabulous people all the way around. And I really love to see the community come together around a pastime, right? I mean, this really is a pastime. It's something that's fun. It's something that we engage in because it's entertaining and we enjoy it. And
Yeah, a lot. I'd have to say too, a lot of the modding community has been very patient and accept new people with open arms all the time. Like I said before, when I started, I didn't know anything, and I was asking a lot of questions, and they're probably questions they've heard a lot.
sure.
But they grin and bared it, and they got me through it, and I was able to learn, and now I pass the buck on, and people ask questions in the discords that I know, I step in and I help as much as possible too.
Absolutely, yeah, I totally agree. And I know, sometimes there are instances, and I'm going to make something god awful, ugly
It's okay.
here, just showing all this
abstract.
stuff off. But what I was going to say is there are areas where you find your bad apples, but on a whole, for the most part, I think the community of for Conan Exiles as a game really kind of falls in line with the way that Funcom treats its fans, its purchasers, the players of the game, everything like that. They listen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, they're in the modding Discord too.
They may
they're
not
helping.
always be able to fix something right away, and that frustrates some people. But they always listen, and that's absolutely amazing. And I think the modding community kind of has picked up on that and followed right in line with that
Right.
idea.
The simple fact that we were even given mod tools is, a blessing. A lot
Absolutely.
of companies don't do that.
All right, let's see if we have other chat questions here. Multigun says fangirls at Warrior J.
Multi.
Multi in the house. Multi also says he worships the ground that you walk on. So
He's
make sure you're walking everywhere because Multigun absolutely does not have anything to do. He's like totally not busy with 1,000 things all the time.
came in to see little old me. Nah, I don't believe it.
Hey, Renridge, thank you for joining. Robert Cole, if I haven't said what's up already, hello. Pyro, good to see you. And obviously, Emberlight Gaming, thank you so much for joining and supporting the stream today. So, what we've gone over is a lot of the very, very embellished building pieces that are in the mod. But I've got this little wood building back here.
Right. So as we had covered before, these are my answer to tier 1 sandstone. These are tier 1 wood building pieces. So new players, definitely, if you're planning on building in the Northern Highlands, this is for you. This is what you need. This will help you out there as you get set up before you can get tier 2 wood building pieces. So and the crafting costs are really they're simple. They're not too bad.
Awesome. And I took the liberty of putting all these fabulous chests in here. giant chest, the reliquary chest, grand chest, strong
All right,
box.
so uh, all of these except for the reliquary chest are craftable. These offer more storage options, so you don't have to have like 100 uh,
Of the
chests in
same
your
looking chest.
right. These are all carry more. I think this carries 3 times as much, the giant's chest. And these are all a little bit more too, the strong box and the grand chest. So you can kind of, if you just need one giant's chest, just build the giant's chest. The reliquary chest here, this is an admin only tool, and that's another thing in the mutators. I have a lot of stuff that admins can use. Admins can place this at the end of their custom dungeons or after events that they host and load it up with loot. And I created a custom key that they have to hand out to players in order to open it. There's a lot of stuff like that. My mod, thinking about like RP servers, high fantasy servers, stuff like that. So if you're admins and you're watching, I got a lot of stuff for you too.
That's fabulous. Fabulous. I love the artwork, especially on the giant's chest. Where did that come from?
This is actually another in-game asset. I think it's actually supposed to be like a jewelry box um, for a giant. So I sized it up a little bit, but
Hmm.
overall it was still a pretty big like sarcophagus looking thing, and I was like, oh, that probably would be good for a chest. And I gave it expanded storage and put it in the game.
That's fabulous. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So we also have. I thought this tent was super duper cool. Like I'm not much for stuff like this normally, um, but I really like that tent.
Yeah, this is another one that's just in the game files. I think a lot of the NPCs use some of these assets. When I first played Conan and when I was first modding, there were a lot of issues with tents. Like the collision was messed up or something like that, and people couldn't delete them. So I went in and I fixed like the red awning tents, and then I saw a lot of other tents in there. So I started adding them in, giving them collision because these didn't normally have collision before. Um, and gave them as an option for people to build, like if they want to make their own custom towns, they could add more flavor to their thralls. You could put like thrall benches in there or whatnot
Sure.
just to make your builds cooler pretty much.
Yeah,
And it does provide
absolutely.
shelter.
And I feel like it brings a lived in sense to the game, right? So it's one thing to have, a beautiful building or base or whatever, but where do all your subjects go to bed, right? Like they're not all living in the palace, or shouldn't be. So it really kind of gives a sense, especially for role play and things like that, and just feeling like kind of the realism that a survival game offers or Conan Exiles offers. Things like this make a huge difference in that, the way that I see it. So
Yeah, the nitty gritty. I agree.
exactly. Then we have these very cool walls. I love these.
Yeah, these are they're not restricted to building nodes, so you can just place these other anywhere and make your own configurations if you want to make them circular, if you want to make long straight ones or give them 90-degree angles. It's all up to you.
Yeah, and you can see how janky I built them, chat. It's pretty amazing. But
I
yeah,
think
you
it fits
can
the theme.
you
Right?
can make them as janky or as beautiful as you would like to.
And there's also a simple wood gate as well that fits with this whole um, outpost feel. So you guys can check that out as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got a lot of fans here. What do you want to say to your fans, my man? What would you like to tell them?
Uh, well, first of all, I'm super humbled. This mod started out as just like a personal mod for my server. And I don't know, I guess like it struck a chord with everybody. Everybody had similar desires, and the amount of popularity it's gotten just blows my mind. I tell people, I'm like, I got 100,000 subs for this Conan mod. And people are like, what? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So I'm super humble. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. The greatest thing for me is I go around like the community forums on Steam and different Discords, and I look at images, and it's really cool seeing you guys wear my stuff. That's like that makes it worth it. I like seeing people rocking my stuff. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
So thanks.
that's fabulous. I think it's important because the chat's going to say it. I'm going to say it. Um, you have done an amazing job with these things, and I think
Thanks.
the numbers make sense. 100,000 downloads, 200,000 downloads, many, many more downloads to come. Because you've done really, really good work. As I was going through the mods, I was looking for, okay, where are we going to run into issues, right? When are sockets not going to fit together? When are things just going to break, right?
Hmm.
And throughout the testing and the things that I did with your mod, because I've been with it, working with it for a couple of weeks. This is my second iteration of what I originally did. I couldn't find that break. So that's really, really good. Shows that you've really thought things through and done a good job with bug reports and everything like that, kind of fixing whatever does come up.
Yeah.
And so I just want to thank you for the good work that you've done on this for sure.
Yeah, no problem. And a lot of it, like you just said, is people are taking the time out to say, "Hey, Warrior J, like, I put this up and it disappears." I'm like, "Oh, geez, well, that's not good," And I go in and troubleshoot it. People let me know if like they're not draining any stamina when they attack with weapons that I put in. They would, maybe they don't have to tell me that. Maybe they just keep that a secret, but they do. They come in and they report the bugs. So thanks guys, I appreciate that because the mod's awfully big and it's hard to test every little you know pinpoint accuracy. So it helps a lot, and I appreciate that. So
Fabulous. And you have a um, Discord where people can join, correct?
yes, yep,
And that Discord is linked on your mod page. Is that correct?
yes, it's at the top of both the Lemurian Architect and Warrior Mutator mod
Okay.
page. Yep.
So, chat, in the description of this live stream, there are all those links. Should you need to get on and talk to him about his mods or anything like that. So the link that's in the description is going to take you to his Steam page. You can obviously get on Discord there on his Steam page and kind of give feedback, right? Because look, nobody can fix anything if they're not told about it, right? If you don't know, how can I expect you to fix something in your mod? So definitely, if you're using these, go over there and just join up, be part of the conversation, hang out, and if you come across something, pipe that into them.
Yeah, I take a lot of feedback from server admins that run PvP servers. I take their opinion personally based on balance, and I make changes to the mod based on that feedback. Visual changes. Just shortly ago, I released an offhand like snake creature that you could hold, and
Oh, it's
people didn't.
it's offhanded in
Yeah, in
let's
the
see right here.
collector.
So
That's my third weapon style that's unique.
well, I'll just take it and pick it up myself there. There we go.
Yep. So this one just increases your health. It just gives you a flat stat boost to your health. There's other ones that will give you like more armor, and or like stamina regen. There's very small benefits, but if you're a light armor or medium armor user, 50 armor, 25 armor, 50 health. That's a lot. So it kind of caters toward the low tier armor spectrum players. But yeah, anyways, someone give me feedback on the snake. They said, I think it would look better if you wrapped it around the hand. And I said, maybe you're right. And I went in and I think it was pretty successful.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. I was actually wondering about this when I brought it in the dev kit, and I just threw it in this first thrall because I meant to ask you about it. So I'm glad you brought that up. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Rich K says you should get on. People should get on the Discord server to complain about changes. I have a feeling you may have no Rich from your Discord.
I don't, no feedback's gonna offend me. If you don't like something, tell me why. I mean, there's a valid reason. If you think something doesn't look right, or if it's out of place, or if it's not balanced, just let me know. Everybody's welcome to come in and comment.
Absolutely, that's awesome. Um, let's see. Pyro says, "I love all the armors in Warrior Mutator." So good job there.
Thanks.
Bitter Rabbit says, "Truly an amazing mod. Thank you for all your hard work." That's fabulous.
Thanks, man.
Now wait, is this snake making noise in my hand?
When you equip it, it hisses
Oh,
just
you
the
have
one
a
time.
different one.
Yeah, this is the King Cobra. This one increases stamina regen slightly.
Gotcha. And what does mine do? Mine
Your
is
does health.
max health by 50. Well,
I have.
I love this weapon even more. Like, I didn't even look at what it does, but this says it exhausts enemies. I absolutely love this weapon.
Yeah, so the heavy attacks will deplete one stamina from enemies you connect with. So you're not gonna deplete an enemy stamina, but if they're already low, you have the potential to lock them in exhaust, which is pretty cool.
That's fabulous.
Here's a warhorn. This one raises your armor. Oh, and I did a roll.
That's okay. Very cool. It's actually the
The
drinking
drinking
horn
horn.
upside
Yeah.
down. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Pixel Cave, late to the party. You're never late. Thank you, Pixel Cave team, for coming and hanging out.
We also have options for tribal Darfari people. This is like a fetish. This one raises your health as well.
Now, there's a. I saw a light. It's like an
Oh,
offhand.
the Hanuman's burning heart.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, there you go. You got it already.
So
Yeah.
this is an offhand that makes you immune to cripple. This is a relic item. This is a contentious item right now. There's been some complaints about maybe it's too OP, and that's fair. You know, I'm willing to make changes. But I think maybe with the recent changes to archery on horseback and the knockdown, I think this might be not so OP anymore. But I guess we'll have to see what happens. But I'm welcoming feedback on this item. Let me know what you guys think this one.
Well, I wasn't going to comment about all the overpoweredness of it, but the design, and if you'll pull it back out of your inventory and put it back in your hand real quick, the design is fabulous. Like, I really love just the way that it looks in general.
Like a burning stone that like fizzles.
Yeah,
Very, yeah.
yeah,
It's kind of
very ominous and medieval and
simplistic
kind
at
of
the same time.
magical. Yeah, but simplistic. Exactly. Yeah, fabulous.
One benefit of the offhands is it'll give your character the dagger backflip.
Oh,
So
very cool.
since you don't have a shield or a two-handed weapon, I wanted to at least offer another kind of utility. Uh, right now it doesn't cost stamina, but I'm gonna fix that very soon.
Yeah.
So enjoy the athletics for now, but it'll be changed soon enough.
Very cool. Jacob, yes, we are on PC. We are looking at a couple of mods today, Lemurian Architecture and the Warrior Mutator, with the mod author Warrior J or Warrior Joe, who has been so gracious to spend some time hanging out with me on my channel today. And we are just about at an hour. So we're going to wrap this up, guys, in about the next 7 minutes. So if you still have questions, let me know in the chat. We'll get to those questions. If you don't, we're just going to goof off a little bit more and go from there.
Real quick, I'd like to talk about this armor set. I know many people are familiar with this one. This is now the Acer armor set that Funcom implemented.
Uh-huh.
It's basically a frost giant armor set. This has been in the files for a while, and after Funcom added it in as like a craftable thing, I felt like I needed to differentiate mine a little bit. So I don't know if anybody noticed, but like I added larger horns to the shoulders. I finished the chainmail down the arms, and I even added this pants underneath the skirt now, so it's not like just chainmail and underwear. I also changed like the belt. It's not like a warthog anymore. There's actually a human skull on it. I put fur around the gauntlets, and I added physics to the helm. So if you like the Acer armor, you might like this armor as well. It's called the Highlander armor.
Yeah, it is very, very cool. Talk to me about the differences of that armor versus the Acer armor.
This one offers cold resistance. It gives you strength attributes and encumbrance. So
Okay.
the theme around this armor is that you're raiding. So I wanted to give you stat bonuses to help you while raiding, and stat bonuses to help you carry away the loot. So that's kind of where the attributes are focused.
Very cool. And I think it's good you changed some of the appearance, but um, more importantly is what does it do, right? So there's always that time where uh, you kind of decide, hey, I really love the way this armor looks,
Hmm.
and it's only for hot weather and you're living in a cold weather. Or it's only for cold weather and you're living in a hot area.
Yeah.
So having variations to the stat bonuses or the temperatures or different things like that, even with the same skin, I think is very very cool. Obviously, there are some mods that you can wear certain armor and look a little bit differently, but for people that are not using those mods, or maybe they just want to use specific ones, that's a great option to have.
Yeah, that's my main thing is I want to give players options. I want to widen the gap between like what people are wearing in endgame because when I started playing, it was just Silent Legion. Silent Legion, as far as you could see, that's what everybody wore.
Uh huh.
So I felt a need to add more endgame options for people so that you saw like different variations in what people wore.
Very cool. We actually have a question from chat. Rich K would like to know if you are going to bring any armor for end game use. So it sounds like he's looking for something more early game.
Oh, I am looking into making low tier versions of these armors so that you don't have to wait until you're level 60 to wear, for instance, this outfit, which is the Cannibal Raider set. I understand people want to get in and use the new stuff right away, so I'm definitely uh, getting geared up to add the data so that you guys can craft this stuff at low level too. It won't have the same stats, obviously, it won't have the same armor values, but you'll at least be able to wear the equipment earlier on. So I'm working on that, but I'll get on that soon.
Very cool. So future update for you guys. He's working on earlier on game armors that
Yep.
obviously aren't going to be as good as say epic, right? So we'll
Yes.
have the regular early version and then the epic version, which is like what you're wearing now. Very cool.
Yep. Yep. You'll be getting low tier versions of the cultural armor soon. Yep.
Fabulous. And let's take a quick look. Out of all the armors, do you have a favorite? And did I spawn it in?
My favorite armor?
Uh-huh.
Uh,
That's like the hardest question you're gonna get asked today.
Let me think. Man, I do really like the new Mountain Barbarian armor that I showcased earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the thing is, though, I didn't really create that. That was more like pulled assets from online. Like I said, I thought it felt the world, it fit the world well. Um, but I think probably my favorite one. I like wild stuff in Conan. A lot of my equipment in this mod are like wild and Kushite this, picked that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of barbarian stuff. Actually, like this armor, I like the Cannibal Raider armor because I always felt like I wanted something that was like crummy looking.
Right.
Um, and a skull mask and stuff like that, with like tattered robes. I like that a lot. So I'd probably have to say this one. I would say the Cannibal Raider armor.
Very cool. I actually really like. I'm not. How do I say this? I'm not one for armors that are very modest in Conan Exiles. However, I love this armor right here. Like
Yep, that's
this
the
this
insulated
insulated
wanderers.
wanderer is fantastic.
This is another one where I got assets from online. This is what you wear if you're gonna go hunting for like black ice, because this will protect you from the cold better than any other armor in the game.
Yeah, it absolutely looks exactly like how you described to use it.
Yes.
I mean, to the T. And then the obsidian armor, I'm guessing, is heat protection. It is.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a recent addition. It's it doesn't weigh as much, but it has lower durability than other heavy armors. But you get to wear full scale armor and basically look like a knight in Conan.
Yeah.
And I feel like it still fits the world of Conan well. It's not too knightly, too fantasy. So you can see like it's got like the Lemurian waist cape and stuff like that on
Sure.
top of the armor. So
Hmm.
I thought it fit pretty well.
Yeah. Very very cool. Obviously, I picked my favorite. It's the one I've been wearing most of this video.
The red
So
Sonya.
yeah, yeah. The red Sonya is absolutely fabulous. I love the chest piece that work on there. The
Yeah.
headpiece makes a lot of sense, and it really feels like I'm able to run around as red Sonya, and
Yeah.
very very cool. And it fits that it's not the most modest armor in the
Yeah.
game.
It could be even less modest, but I figured that was a good middle ground.
This is a fair middle ground, especially for YouTube. In fact,
Yeah.
earlier when I was putting the
The Yogg.
transmorphs around, and I did spawn in all of them, and then kind of chose different ones that I wanted to showcase. And
You pulled out Yogg, didn't you?
well, first of all, I spawned all female thralls. They're all Freyas. Just made it easy. And I put Yogg on, and I said, "Well, wait, I can't have that in the stream today. That's not going to be any good." So I had to toss that. I suppose I could have got a male thrall in and put it on him, but
Check it out in the mod. Download the mod. Check it out, guys. If you
there
want
you
to look
go.
at the Yogg
Exactly,
transmog.
exactly. Jacob, this is a mod developer. His name is Warrior J. He has two mods that we're talking about today. He is talking about Lemurian Architect and the Warrior Mutator mod. The link for his mod page is in the description of this video, so please make sure you get over and check out both of his mods. I'm going to take the opportunity, and this is not something that Warrior J has asked me to say or anything like that. We didn't script this, anything. Guys, if you are using this mod and you haven't yet, if you're enjoying it, please go over and rate it. Give it a good rating. Give it some kind words, whatever, what you enjoy about the mod. Seems like a lot of you here do enjoy the mod. Warrior J obviously is open to feedback either way. So
Yep.
feel free to join his Discord as well and give him feedback. But as a content creator, okay, and I'm a content creator on YouTube, Warrior J is a content creator in the mod creation sense. That feedback means an awful lot to us. So please, please, please go over and give him some good words of encouragement, some ratings, everything like that. And we have Alrin Storm in the house, following you around, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's my boy.
All right, awesome. Um, any other questions for
Uh,
my
one
man
thing I
Warrior
have
J?
heard is that people looking for more female transmogs like Red Sonja.
Mhm.
I hear that feedback, and I am going to get some for you. So I'll be having more options for women.
The only feedback I have, I feel like her hair is like Kool-Aid red. I'm gonna move her up here.
Too red? Too red, Sonya?
Maybe a little too. It feels like Kool-Aid to me.
That's fair enough.
But
I'll
other
take
than
a look
that,
at it.
she's got fabulous abs, as you can see, and
Yeah,
she's got.
actually, I textured scars on her, so she has like battle scars on her
I
body.
just noticed that. That is fabulous. Look at that, chat.
On her face too, she got like scars on her nose. I wanted to
He's
feel
like,
like
stop
'cause
looking at her stomach, dude. Stand up.
Conan's kind of beat up in this game too, so I didn't want her to feel very,
Too
know.
too pristine.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very cool. We could actually run over and look at. I know everybody's seen. If you've been to the bar, you've seen Conan, but let's go over here and run over and look at him. Um, Here he is, Conan, Conan. He's looking a little bit sad to not be in his bar over here. Robert Cole, thank you so much for the donation, buddy. I appreciate it. You are the man. Oh, sorry, just coughed in everybody's ear. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Any other questions here? Jacob, do you know if there will be mods allowed on PS4 Conan? Unfortunately, I have no idea, my man. I would love to have some kind of information to say yes or no or anything, but I absolutely have no idea. So, um, let's see. Sweet Bojangles says, amazing looking armor. Love cold looks.
Cold armor looks.
Yeah. Cold armor looks hot. Also, Sonya looks hot. So good job with Sonya as always.
Thanks.
Very, very cool. All right. What else you have anything else you want to say? I've kept you for an hour now, so
Uh, no, not really. I mean, guys, check out the mod. I want to improve your core experience. I'm not looking to change it too drastically. So if you've been playing Conan for a while, and you feel like you want to add a little flavor to it, expand. I mean, there's a lot of mods that do that. Check out my mod. We got a lot of stuff in there for you to try out.
fabulous. So everybody in chat, we've got some of my viewers here. We've got some people that have come specifically for you and to support you in your mod, and that's awesome. I know that there's some other mod creators that are here in the chat as well. So, guys, everybody across the board, thank you so much for coming and hanging out today, supporting both myself and Warrior J today. I want to do more of this where I get mod creators on my channel to talk about their mods. So I would love to see you guys hit me up on Discord or reach out to me. Let me know if this is something that I can have you come on to my channel and do. Warrior, did you enjoy this today?
Yeah, this is great. I'd like to do more of these too in the future. Maybe
Fabulous.
you can schedule stuff as I do updates and stuff like that. We can go over changes, whatever you'd like.
Awesome. For those of you that came late, I'm just going to take a quick little peek around some of the building stuff that we did. This is my really obtruse I don't know, artwork, but we were kind of looking at these very large mega build pieces. These are very, very cool. And then we have the wood in replace of the sandstone, which is very, very cool. I like that as well. And then this absolutely indulgent build style of the Lemurian architect, which is just, I mean, it's absolutely fabulous. I love the way everything glistens and glares and everything like that. So very, very cool.
Right on.
All right, guys, so we're going to wrap it up. Thank you all very, very much for coming on. Special thanks to you, Warrior Joe, for coming on and hanging out with me. I really appreciate you taking time out of the day to come and do this. I like doing these style showcases where we can show off your mod as well as hear directly from you what it's all about. So you are welcome on my channel absolutely anytime.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Fabulous. All right, chat, we are going to wrap it up. So that means it's time for the outro. And I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it. I'll catch you next time. Peace. Give a big shout out to all my YouTube members. Y'all are absolute legends. Thank you to all my subscribers for your continued support, likes, comments, and general awesomeness. If you're not subscribed, you can start your free trial today and cancel at any time. Clicking the bell is highly recommended so you don't miss out on my next upload. There's a couple of videos on the screen. You can follow me over there to continue the conversation.